with part 2, okay? Sorry, I hate that. I hate that I'm like on a timer, so I have to like, anyway, so yes, Uranus, okay, this is like the balance between the mind and the body, right? This is like being able to love with your heart and your mind, like think clearly about it, really use the art of discernment. Then we have the nonogram, right? Which was in reverse, but you can't reverse a nonogram. The nonogram is... Oh, wait, no, I'm thinking of the other guy. Okay, wait, this one can be reversed. Yes, because this is like a conflict of personality in the reverse. It's the octagram that can't be reversed. The nonogram is deeply related to the Enneagram, right? It's a personality test that was created by psychologists or whatever. I recommend you take one. Enneagrams are awesome. It's spelled Enneagram. And it's basically you take this test and it tells you your entire life from like birth to death, right? But what I'm reading in here is that there is a conflict of interest or conflict of personality, right? And it could be with this moon energy, this Capricorn in reverse. It's like there was light was shed there, that there's just a conflict of personality. It's like shit just doesn't match. It's like it doesn't flow. And if it doesn't flow, let it go. You know, it was like, I think that's kind of the energy we're on, right? Crown chakra. You one psychic motherfucker. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, so basically this is like listening to divine guidance. This is listening to what the gods are trying to tell you. Let me see. I'm also going to throw a couple of these oracle cards, because this is what I was going to throw on here when the other cards started yelling at me, and I was like, you know what, you're right though. I listened to the cards, you know, I listened to the guidance. I'm like, if you guys start throwing yourselves at me, I'm gonna just fucking take those, okay? But yes. I don't know. I'm very proud of you, Aquarians. I feel like you're really on a good, solid path right now. And I feel like you're just kind of doing it, right? You're just kind of on your journey. So, alright, piercing the mist, seeing through the fog, seeing the shit that was being hidden from you, right? That goes great with the moon card, right? You started seeing some shit and you got the fuck out of there. Got the hell out of Dodge. Mistakes teach us. Maybe you haven't fully learned from your mistakes. Maybe some mistakes are still needed to be made. Or maybe it's this energy that you're working with that isn't learning from their mistakes. Because it seems like you're really on a good path here. So let's put the energy where it belongs. And I'll put it with... Because, you know, we have piercing the mist. Mistakes teach us in reverse. So you discovered something. You learned something. You were taught something. This is somebody who's not learning. Who is not, you know... they're just not doing their shit. Black Wand's redemption. Yeah, so you're being redeemed spiritually. Like karma's showing up like this. You know, she going to redeem your ass. This is somebody who's like, this character here represents like fully karma, right? Just fully karma. And I think it's kind of beautiful, actually. Yeah, sweet temptation in reverse. You're not even tempted. You're not even tempted. You're just like, goodbye. I'm done. I don't need the temptation. There's nothing here that I fucking want. You know, that's you. You're struggling to take a moment to yourself. I can relate. Yeah, so it's like, it almost feels like you just feel like you've got so much on your plate and so many people kind of relying on you right now that it's like, you need to take a breather, right? You need to give yourself some time. Like yesterday, I got off work and I was like, I'm not checking my messages. And it's not because I don't love my friends and it's not because I don't want to be there for them, but it's like, I fucking worked my ass off. So sometimes I need to step back, take a breather, and just not be part of all that shit, you know? And, you know, some people get it, some people don't, but it's like, we have to take care of ourselves, right? And Aquarians are just like naturally light workers. We're trying to save the world, and you have to save yourself too. Stepping away. Yeah, so you definitely stepped away from some shit, right? You're just like, goodbye. And then taste before judging. Okay? This is like when your mama said, how do you know if you don't like it if you never tried it? You know, so maybe the universe, I mean, it did show up. I mean, these showed up, you know, like the beginning of communication with the love card. Your Prince of Wands over here. Bring you back to that guy for a moment. Maybe it's telling you not to judge, you know, that situation. You know, maybe it's telling you to be gentle on that. Because you have all these preconceived notions from your previous connection that you should not bring into your next connection, right? Like, let the past be in the past and die there. Love like you have never been in love before. That's my best advice. If you are journeying into this love affair here, love like you've never been hurt. Love like ain't nobody ever been there before, you know, like, and I know that sounds hard because you're like, oh, all the trauma, all the bullshit, da, da, da. It's not that hard actually, because when you're with the right fucking person, then shit just kind of flows, you know, it just kind of flows, like, you know, the things that may have happened in your previous relationship were due to a very specific set of circumstances and a very specific set of things that occurred within your relationship, right? And if this is a whole new connection with a whole new situation, they may not be like that. They may not be trying to lie to you, trying to deceive you, trying to create illusions for you. They're not trying to trap you. They're not trying to manipulate or control you, you know? So, like, before you judge the situation for being one way, really think about how it doesn't have to be, you know? Not all connections need to be that same kind of bullshit, right? And believe me, I understand. It is hard as fuck to not bring your trauma into the next thing. And that's why I think self-healing, working on yourself is perfect. Trust divine timing. God, the gods, God, whoever you believe in, knows when the right fucking timing is, you know? They know, you know? So it's like we're, you know, just be patient with it. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself a chance to really work through all the shit that you needed to, that you didn't get an opportunity to in the past. Take care of yourself. Save some money. You know, think about your future right now, because, you know, I wouldn't even hyper focus on this situation because it looks like this fool's coming in no matter what. It looks like this guy's just like, I'm showing up. I hope you're ready. I hope you're home because I'm knocking. You know, so it's like, whatever the case is with that situation, I feel like you shouldn't even worry too much about it. You shouldn't even be so like, that's not your main concern, right? That's not your main focus. If it shows up, it shows up. Don't judge the situation, right? Don't judge it. It does not have to be a repeat of the past. It does not have to feel like a fucking prison, right? Real love feels like freedom, right? Real love feels like you are free to be who the fuck you are, and you're free to enjoy yourself, and you're free to exist. Like, you know, there are two people that I work with right now who are in the most beautiful relationships I've ever seen. And I'm like, I want to surround myself with more people like that who have actual, like, healthy relationships, who actually give a fuck about their partner. Because, like, I feel like that's kind of contagious in your future relationships. If people start being toxic around you and just talking shit, don't even waste your time with those friendships. Sorry. Like, just don't even, you know, because, and it's nothing against them, but it's just like, they're not gonna bring good energy around you, and then they're always gonna be in this, like, certain mindset that they try to project onto you, right? But, like, my friend, my coworkers, one is an older lady, and she's been with her husband for, like, 30 years or something. I don't know. They got together when they were, like, 30, and she's, like, 60 now. So, yeah. And she is as in love today with her husband as she was from day one, right? They met under crazy circumstances, and, like, regardless of how they met and what jump started their relationship, they have been like this ever since. You know, they're best friends. They don't have any doubts about each other. There's no lack of trust. There's complete faith. There's financial independence. There's freedom within their relationship to be independent and not feeling like so codependent, you know, like, because, like, yeah, they're partners, but they don't need each other to survive. Like, they both make their own money. They both, like, have their own shit. So, like, if worse came to worse, they'd be okay, but it won't come to worse because they're okay, you know? But then there's this other, like, coworker I have, and she's, like, way younger. She's 28, and she just got into a relationship in the last year. I think it's been about a year that she's been with this guy. And oh my god, every fucking day she's coming in and she's like, I'm in love. Guess what we did? We baked cookies. We did this. We did that. We're getting a couch. You know, and it's just like every day she's so fucking happy. And she's just like, it's like the spark doesn't die down. Like, she goes through shit in her normal day-to-day life, but that connection is like the fuel that motivates her sometimes to get past the bullshit. She's just like, well, I have the dude of my dreams. Like, no matter what, like, I'm okay. You know, kind of like... And she's okay with or without him because she knew how to survive. She ended up having to sleep in her car for a couple weeks, like, after her last relationship, because she was that fucking done with that toxic bullshit. And her new guy didn't prejudge her because of what she went through with her ex, and now they live happily fucking after. So don't prejudge people. Your connection with them will be different from any connection that they've had with anybody else. And you have to understand that on a person-to-person basis. You know, I've met people who everybody in the world will, like, be like, oh, I don't like them, and da-da-da. And then I meet the person, I'm like, well, they're kind of dope. What are you talking about? Like, I actually really like them, you know? I judge a person by the contents of their character rather than by what other people tell me about them. You know, I also know slander exists and all that, so people, you know, could have one bad experience and then try to bad talk a person to death, and, you know, whatever. It's maturity to understand, to have discernment, to know, like, I would rather judge a person based, well, I don't even like using that term judge, but I would rather know a person based on my personal experience with them than based on what I've heard. You know, it's like, you can't trust all that shit. We all went to high school. We know how the telephone game goes. We all know how that works out. There's always shit omitted, and there's always shit that's been thrown in there to spice up the stories, and it's like, we all know. Okay, you can't trust hearsay from other people. It's, if you want to know a person, know them personally. You know. But yeah, so don't judge this fool. Don't judge this guy. He's not your magician. He's not gonna act like it, or she. But yeah, basically, and you know, and you don't feel like you have to fucking rush things. You know, it's okay to take shit slow. You know, I know we live in a generation where, like, if you think, like, oh, well, if I don't put out, they'll just leave, or if I'm not doing this, they'll just go. The right one will say, okay, if you're not ready for certain things, the right one will be, like, cool with that. Because they would rather you honor yourself and honor what you are ready for than to, just jump head first into a shallow end of a pool, you know? That's how you get head injuries, you know? So, like, I'm sure that this person, even though they are storming in with the swiftness, I feel like they have love, like actual love, you know, in a way that they're willing to take their time. They're willing to do things the right way. They don't want to just fucking jump in your pants, you know? They want to love you. They want to love you, you know? Whereas this person wanted debauchery with you. This magician wanted just pleasure out of you. They wanted to oppress you, you know? And this person, it just seems like they just want to love you and they just want to communicate with you. Very opposite energy of this magician. So be gentle. Be gentle. I know you just went through your tower. I know that you just rebirthed into a new cycle and new shit and all that. And you're feeling like you're in an entirely new world. And that's totally, it's great. It's great. If you're in a new world, have new experiences. Don't bring the past world into this one. We're done with that past world shit. We are over it. Over it! The age of Aquarius marks the day that we're done with the old bullshit, right? And I'm still done with the old bullshit. We ain't doing old bullshit no more. We're doing the new bullshit. No, I'm kidding. We're doing the new shit. We're having a good time. So, yeah, anyway, that's what I'm leaving you with. You guys got this really long two-parter, so I hope that this message really holds some weight with you because I feel like this is a pretty big one, you know? Anyway, I love you. Namaste. Aqua gang. Whatever. Have a good one. I'll see you next time.